Hey, hello, everybody. It is A'Tondra Vinchealle, and it has been a while, maybe not a long time, but it's been a while since I have done a Facebook Live, so kind of excited to be back on live. Whoop, whoop. So if this is your first time on my page, my name is A'Tondra Vinchealle. I am the keeper of the Mermaid's wisdom, and I am your feminine guide towards total health and wellness. And I am doing this live video today because, hey there, Shandon, how are you? Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm doing this live video because I think it was yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah. What's today? Today is Friday. So Wednesday. Wednesday. Hey there, Katrina. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Wednesday, I posted a few photos of a few meals that I was prepping for my family before I went out to the Dance Mom meeting. And so I posted a couple of different ones, like there was like a mixed potato medley and my chicken and milk recipe along with some roasted broccoli, and I said a few things about being able to make sure that I prepped for my family before I left the house and all those kinds of things. And one of the questions that I received on that particular post, hey there, Demond, was whether or not we should be eating according to our body types. So in this video, I want to have a discussion about that and doing that and what exactly that means from so many different perspectives. And then at the end of that, I'm actually going to verbally go over the way I do my chicken and milk recipe. If you're interested in that recipe, you can Google it. You can find it online. There's several different versions of it, but I wanted to share my way of making that particular recipe because there were a few of you who actually asked for that. Hey Robert, thank you for joining me this afternoon. So let's go ahead and get into this. Should we be eating according to our blood type? Should I eat according to my blood type? And for those of you who may not know, before I started the Mermaid's Wisdom, I had already had my other business, my fitness, health, and wellness business, A Stronger You Fitness, Health, and Wellness, where I did still do personal training and nutrition coaching and things of that nature. And so I often get questions about, hey there, Anthony. Hey there, Talisha. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I often get questions about those kinds of topics. Should I be eating according to my blood type? Should I be eating according to my body type? Should I be eating according to my ancestral history? Should I be eating according to my race, my creed? Should I be eating differently if I'm a woman? Should I be eating differently if I'm a man? And I used to answer each one of those questions in detail, but as I have been doing a different kind of work with myself and a different kind of work with my clients, I've realized several different things about that question and several different things about that particular ideology. A lot of times when I get questions like that, should I eat like this? Should I be eating this way? Should I go vegan? Should I go vegetarian? Should I eat according to the Dr. Sebi plan, this, and this? It's one of two situations. There are one or two situations that are taking place here. Most of the time when I get that question, it is from people who are looking for, hey there, Patsami, looking for a quick and easy answer to their inability to lose weight. Okay? There are some people who ask that question for other reasons, for health reasons, for, health and longevity reasons and things of that nature. But most of the time when I get that question, it is in response to people who are looking for a quick answer to help them along with their weight loss. And what happens a lot of times is, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Sometimes because we are not ready or willing to take responsibility for the amount of preparation and the amount of work and the amount of consistency and commitment. Hey there, Quita. Hey there, Creolar. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And commitment that it takes to achieve these kinds of goals. What we do is we look for the answer. Okay? So if I haven't been if I haven't been losing weight and I haven't been eating healthy, it's because I haven't been eating according to my blood type. Oh, that's the reason why I have not been losing weight. It's because my ancestors are from Africa and I'm eating foods that are for Europeans. Oh, that's the reason why I'm not losing weight, because, you know, I'm actually, I was born in this region of the country, and in this region of the country, those particular vegetables were originally designed for these kinds of people, and I'm not one of those kinds of people, and therefore that's the reason why I'm not losing weight. When a lot of times the reality is not that the program itself, it's not that you're not eating according to your blood type, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that. The fact of the matter is you have not been consistent on any one particular thing. Because here's the idea. Here's what happens with eating according to your blood type, eating according to the keto diet, going vegan, going vegetarian, eating according to the whole foods methodology, eating according to Dr. Sebi's methodology. Here is what happens with all of those things. If you follow people who hey there, how are you? If you follow people who have followed those particular programs, what you will find is that typically in the first 90 days, they have a lot of great things to say about it. Or actually, like in the first, 30 to 45 days, they have a lot of great things to say about it. Hey there, Anastasia. They have a lot of great things to say about it. Oh my God, I lost so much weight. Oh my God, I slept so much better. Oh my God, my skin looks so much better. Oh my God, my hair is growing. Oh my God, this is happening. Oh my God, I no longer have indigestion. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. When the reality is this, it's not necessarily that particular diet is working any kind of miracles. What is happening is that you have made a decision to eat better quality foods. You've made a decision to eat higher quality foods. Hey there, Stefana. How are you? Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Hey there, Anna. You've made a decision to eat higher quality foods, and you've made a decision to eat higher quality foods in lesser portions than what you are normally eating. Because typically when you find one of those programs on the internet, or you find one of those programs because somebody is talking about it, they give you specific steps. They say, okay, you're going to eat this much of this, and you're going to eat that much of that, and you're going to eat this much of this, and you're going to eat that much of that. Okay? And what happens is, because now you are actually following a specific program, or you're eating less and you're eating higher quality foods, your body is being supported by the nutrients that you need, and now it's doing the things that it's supposed to do. It has nothing to do typically. And understand that when I say this, when I'm answering this question, I am answering this question in relation to people who do not have a diagnosed metabolic disorder. So let me go ahead and make that disclaimer. I should have done that in the very beginning, but let me go ahead and say that now. I am speaking with regard to people who do not have a diagnosed metabolic disorder. If you have a diagnosed metabolic disorder, then there are some other things that apply in that situation. What I find a lot of times is that people have become very familiar with Dr. Google. And so what they have a tendency to do is self-diagnose based on what it is that they're reading, not understanding that you don't have the education, you don't understand nutrient metabolism, you don't understand human physiology, you don't understand human biochemistry. And so a lot of the things that when you're self-diagnosing yourself and you're saying, oh, I have hypothyroidism and that's the reason why, or oh, I'm pre-diabetic, or oh, I'm this and I'm this and I'm that, you're self-diagnosing yourself, but you really don't know what's going on. The fact of the matter is you are diagnosing yourself with hypothyroidism when the fact of the matter is you have I have too much on my plate-ism. I said that, right? You're not pre-diabetic. You're you didn't need that many potatoes on your plate, ick. And so I want to talk to you about what this means for you, what this means to you and for you from a different kind of perspective. Okay? So follow me here. And here I'm going to go ahead and make this disclaimer before I begin. Okay? If you are not expansive and open to the idea of working with yourself on a different kind of level energetically, then the rest of this talk may not be for you. Okay? I want to go ahead and make that disclaimer because where I'm about to go may not be where you are used to hearing me go. Okay? So let me just be very clear with that. Many times when I hear this question, should I be eating according to my body type? Should I be eating, and don't get me wrong, like I have an entire training that's based on eating according to your body type. So I have it, it works, it makes sense, but hear me out. Hear me out. Should I be eating according to my blood type? Should I eat? What do you think about the keto diet? What do you think about the Whole30? What do you think about Dr. Sebi's diet? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? What I hear now when I hear that question, what I hear energetically is, what do I need to restrict myself from in order to be able to get what it is that I want? I'm going to say that again. What I hear now when I hear that question is, what do I need to restrict myself from in order to get what I want? What is it that I cannot have in order to get what I want? What is it that I need to strip myself of in order to get what I want? How much more do I need to restrict myself in order to get what I want? Now listen and follow me, please. One of the things that I live by and one of the things that I teach my children, good morning, Nicole, how are you, sister? One of the things that I teach my children is how you do one thing is how you do everything. I just had a realization this morning in my communion with Spirit, on my way to train my client earlier this morning, that I shared with my soft sisters in the School of Feminine Transformation. There is a blockage that I am dealing with that is showing up in multiple areas in my life, and I finally was able to put my finger on it and figure out what it is. But understand that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so when you ask questions like, should I, yes, Like, I know, that's why I'm doing this video. Should I eat according to my blood type? Should I eat according to keto? All of these things are restrictive. And so essentially what you're saying is, how much more do I need to restrict myself in order to get what I want? And let me explain to you where the challenge with that mentality comes in. If your idea of getting healthier in your eating is to ask yourself what you need to restrict yourself from, okay, then you have to begin to ask yourself, what other areas in my life am I convincing myself that I need to deprive myself and restrict myself in order to get what it is that I want. Because here's the thing about the way the body works, and here's the thing about physiology and nutrient biochemistry and all of those things. The body will function according to the way it is supposed to function if it is properly nurtured and supported. And what a lot of people don't realize, especially when it comes to weight loss, that a lot of times the number one issue, the primary issue, the underlying challenge is that there are parts of your human physiology that have not been properly supported because they have not been properly nurtured, which means you're not giving them the nutrients that they need. There's a training that I do in weight loss. Okay? There's a training that I'm doing that I do a lot of times in weight loss, and one of the first things that we address, and this is when I'm working with any of my clients, with all of my clients, the first thing that we address is nutrient deficiencies. That is the first thing that we address. And essentially, when I say nutrient deficiency, what I'm asking is, what part of you is not properly being supported? What part of you is not being made whole? What part of you is not being made whole? What part of you is not properly being supported? What part of you is not properly being nourished? Do you understand? Hey there, Ashley. Hey there, Shamel. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Now, if I begin to ask myself, instead of asking myself, what can I take away from myself? Or what can I restrict myself from? Okay? Instead of asking that question, if I ask myself, where is it that I am not being supported? Where is it that I am not being nourished? Do you feel the difference in the energy between those two questions? Because one of the questions says, what is it that I need to take away from myself, that I need to strip myself away? You know, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have this, I can't have that. And then the other question says, what do I need to bring into my life experience? What is it that I need to bring into my nutritional experience that allows me to fully support my physiology in such a way that my body will function optimally? Do you understand? Because it doesn't matter if I tell you to eat according to your blood type, or if I tell you to eat keto, or if I tell you to buy Dr. Sebi's plan, or if I tell you to buy the Whole30, or if I tell you to get on the Atkins diet, or if I tell you to get on Weight Watchers, or if I tell you to get, even if I tell you to get on any of my own personal programs, none of that matters if there are parts of your physiology that are not functioning optimally because they are not being supported. Now watch this. Follow me, please. Follow me, please. Remember, I said at the beginning of this broadcast, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Watch this. If I continue to ask myself, how much do I need to restrict myself? And how much do I need to take away? And how much do I need to deny myself in order to achieve what it is that I want? Then what happens is you create an energy where in other areas of your life, the only way that you will be able to achieve your goals, your dreams, your wants, and your desires is if you go under extreme restriction. Who caught that? Who caught that before I move forward? If you caught that, tell me, yes, I caught that. Or caught, or grabbed it. Let me know. Who caught that? If you continue to ask yourself, Okay. What do I need to constantly restrict myself from? Then you create an energy in your life that says that in order for me to achieve what it is that I want, my wants, my hopes, my dreams, my goals, my desires, I must go under extreme restriction. Watch this. In order for me to change my financial situation, I have to get to the point to where I am flat broke. In order for me to change my relationship, I have to get to the point to where we are literally so far at odds that we are holding on to a thread. We are literally about to end this entire thing because everything has to be stripped from us. We have to restrict ourselves from everything. In order for me to change my relationship with my children, something drastic has to happen where everything is stripped out of it and everything is restrictive and I have absolutely nothing to work with. Do you understand the energy that this creates for you? Because how we do one thing is always how we do everything. And I remember I used to tutor English. I used to be an English tutor when I was in college. And I used to work with specific professors. And I would ask different questions. And I would tell certain students, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And what they would always try to tell me, well, I don't do that with my schoolwork, or I don't do that here, and I don't do that there, and I don't do that here. And then the very next week, they would be back in my office. A'Tondra, I got 24 hours before this paper is due and it's still not done. I thought you didn't do that here. I thought you didn't do that with your college work. I thought you didn't do that in this particular situation, right? How we do one thing is how we do everything. How you source one thing is how you source everything. How you source one thing is how you source everything. I have a program that I use for my clients. It works. It's probably one of the best programs I've ever written. It's a 12-week program. Literally, my clients drop at minimum 20 pounds in the first 6 weeks. And then in the second 6 weeks, they're focused on being able to sustain and maintain that. And typically when they drop the weight, they're able to keep it off, minus the water weight, right? So like it works. It's absolutely amazing. It has never failed. Every single client that I've ever put on that particular program, if they do exactly what it is that I tell them to do, they have absolutely no issues. However, before we move into that, the first thing we always do is we find where in your body you need to be supported. So I'm going to say this again. Instead of creating this idea and this energy around these goals that you have, instead of creating this idea that in order for me to drop this weight, or in order for me to clear up my skin, because that's another question that, I get questions about weight loss, or typically about skin. Because my skin is so nice all the time. Boop, 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 boop. Toot my own horn. Toot, toot. So typically it's either for weight loss or it's for skincare. The idea is the same. Where is it that I need to be supported? What is it that I need to bring in, okay, that allows me to feel supported? And let me tell you what happens about bringing in support, right? Because, next somebody's going to ask the question about, well, what about this? And what about this? And I don't eat this, and I don't eat that, and I don't eat this, and I don't eat that. Let me explain to you what happens when you begin to support yourself. When you begin to support yourself and you add those things into your life experience, then what you notice is your taste begin to change. Because now the body is being supported. It's doing the things that it should be doing. And therefore you begin to not crave the things that you used to crave all of the time. So what happens is, if you allow your body to go through that process, watch this, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you allow yourself to be supported, and you allow yourself to bring in the support systems that are necessary to support you in where you are going, then you'll see that what happens is your tastes begin to change. So cravings begin to fall off. People begin to fall off. Situations begin to fall off because your tastes are changing, because now your body and everything about you is working optimally because you are supported. And now what happens is it goes from what do I need to remove, what do I need to take out, to what is it that no longer serves me. Because let me explain something to you. In certain situations, a piece of cake may serve you. In certain situations, that bag of chips may serve you. I'll give you a prime example. I work with, in my practice, I have worked with a lot of Muslims. And what happens is, during Ramadan, we make a lot of accommodations. So I change schedules, I change programs, and I change a lot of different things because I know that it is a fasting period. Okay, now watch this. Okay, that thing that you think is not good for you in certain situations may serve you. I had a client. He was one of my favorite clients ever. If you go to my ASU Fit page, you may even be able to still see some of his pictures. He moved to Dubai now. He moved to Dubai with this company a couple of years ago. So I haven't worked with him in a while, but one of my favorite clients ever. And what I would have to do with him is, because he still wanted to work out, so he wouldn't let me not work him out, right? Like he still wanted to work out. Hey there, Teresa. So what I would have to do is, we would work out. So we would schedule it so that the workout ended after the sun went down. What I would need to do with him, because he was a big guy. This dude was like, when I first started working with him, he's like 6'7". He's like 6'7". And when I first started working with him, he was like almost 400 pounds. Okay. So you got this big dude who hasn't eaten from sun up to sundown. The sun is now down. What I would need to do with him is, I would need to give him like chocolate or candy. Okay. Now, for some people, right, they would say, oh my God, candy's junk food. Oh my God, it's candy. Oh my God, processed food. Oh my God, chemicals. Right? But in that situation, in that particular situation, that thing served him at that time. Now, as we began to work together, and as we begin to find areas where he needed to be supported in his physiology, okay, what happened was his body began to work optimally. So everything about his biochemistry and his physiology began to optimize, and so his taste changed, and it got to the point where we no longer needed to do that. He no longer desired that. He no longer craved that, because now he was being fully supported. Hold on, y'all. Hey, baby. Hey, you look like you still half awake. Like you still have sleep. You okay? You good? Okay. You brush teeth, wash your face? Okay. Go brush teeth, wash your face. I'm gonna love you. Okay, I'm gonna see you in a little bit. Okay. So here we are. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Who do I need to kick out of my life so that I can? Who do I need to block on Facebook so that I can? I'm having a block party today. Everybody getting blocked. And then you gonna make this huge announcement on Facebook about how you about to have this block party that like nobody else cares about but you. right? You know, what do I need to take out? And then not understanding that when you begin to bring in those things into your life that support you in where you are going, your tastes change, your energy changes, everything about you changes, and so you no longer crave the same things. And so your cravings fall off. You no longer want fried chicken. You no longer feel like eating fried food. You no longer feel like eating the extra beef. You no longer feel like you need the dairy, whatever. Those cravings will fall off. Those ignorant people will fall off. Those situations will begin to fall off because they no longer serve you. Does that make sense? So if we bring it all the way back to, should I be eating according to my blood type? Understand that the real question is, where do I need to be supported so that I can achieve my goal? So that I can achieve what it is that I desire. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so here's how you can make some of those discoveries. Hold on. What's up, Big Daddy? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Get out the house.
Okay. Aww. I love you. Sorry about that, y'all. That was my husband. Sex your chocolate. Sorry. God, y'all have to forgive me. I'm like a big ass kid. I swear to God. Like, I got all kinds of issues. So here's what you can do. Now watch this. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can do. The first thing that you need to do is you need to begin to pay attention to yourself. Okay, because our body will tell us what it is that we need to know if we are paying attention to it. Okay, so typically, if you are eating something that does not really serve you, that does not really support you in the way that you should be supported, just like if you are engaging with people who don't support you in the way that you should be supported, just like if you're having conversations and that conversation doesn't really support you and your goals and it doesn't really serve you in the way that you need to be served to get where you're going, you will feel a certain way about it. Right? There are some times where, I have eaten beef knowing good and daggone well I didn't need to have beef on that day. And immediately my body will tell me like, we didn't really like that. No. So this part of the practice takes a little bit of time. Watch this. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're going to do this with your food, then you're going to do this with your conversations. You're going to do this with the people that you hang out with. You're going to do this with the things that you watch. You're going to do this with the books that you read. You're going to do this with the music that you listen to. Do you understand where I'm going? How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So you begin to pay attention to the way you are feeling, not the way you are thinking, the way you are feeling. How does that make me feel? When I eat this thing, how does it make me feel? Now, what does this mean? This means that you need to slow down. This means that you need to slow down. You need to pay attention. You need to actually chew your food. You need to actually know what it tastes like. You need to know what it feels like going down. Watch this. You need to slow down when you are a part of that conversation. You need to slow down and maybe not talk so much and maybe listen some more. You need to feel into that situation to see how you feel about that particular situation. Do you understand where I'm going here? Do you understand what this means? How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And so it requires a slowing down of your processes. It requires a slowing down of what it is that you normally do. And when you ingest that thing, you need to take your time and say, what does this taste like? What does this feel like in my mouth? What does this feel like going down my throat? What does this feel like when it hits my stomach? And then I'm going to assess myself 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour after I have eaten that thing to decide how I feel. Do I feel like I am supported? Do I feel like I have more energy or less energy than before I ingested that thing? Notice I'm not saying eat that food, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And then you're going to document. This takes you taking time with yourself, which is the part that a lot of people don't want to do. And that's one of the main reasons why I continuously get those kinds of questions, because people are asking, what is it that I can do where I don't really have to deal with too much? Just give me the answer, because if I go do this thing, it's going to work. And if I do this thing and it doesn't work, then it's your fault, not mine. So it requires you taking that time with yourself and understanding yourself and understanding what it is that you are feeling. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, throw up some hearts, or say makes sense, let me know. You know, a lot of times I'll get into a groove and into a flow, and you know, I tend to not really pay attention to what's going on the outside. But if this is making sense, let me know that this is making sense for you. Okay? And so what you're going to do is you're going to document this. Now, the period of time is completely up to you. Personally, you know, again, just because of the background that I have in my education and things of that nature, I personally believe that if you are not willing to commit to a thing for 3 to 6 months, you're not really willing to find the answer to your question. Period. Point blank, period. End of story. Even in the programs that I have, that I work with my clients, I require a 3 to 6 month commitment. Period. I don't do month to month. I don't do this. I don't do any of that. Because if you are not willing to dedicate at least 12 weeks to figuring out whatever that thing is that you're trying to figure out, you don't really want the answer. And it's no good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just you being honest with yourself and where you are and the level of commitment that you are willing to make. And so you go through and you look at those notes and you say, I feel like this. I feel like these particular items do not serve me. Okay? Now, understand that at the same time, right? At the same time, when you are figuring out the things, when you ingest the thing and you feel like it doesn't serve you, you also need to take note of what you ingest that does serve you. I ate that and I woke up the next morning and my skin was just bright for some reason. Ooh, I ate that and I was able to sleep. I ingested that, and you know, a couple of hours later, I just felt really, really good about myself and my situation. I hung out with those people and I don't know, for some reason, I just felt good. Or I sat in that room and everybody was talking and everybody was around me and it was just so much wisdom and it was just so much positivity and so much of this and so much of that, and I just it just made me feel good. I don't actually know why I feel good. I don't know what the thing is. Like, I don't, you know, I feel good about what? I don't know what I feel good about. I just know that I feel good. What this tells me is that this serves me. And so now what happens is, as you begin to do more of what supports you, as you begin to ingest more of what supports you and of what serves you, then you will begin to desire less of that which does not support you or serve you. Does that make sense? As you begin to ingest more of what serves you and what supports you, you will begin to desire less of what does not serve you and what does not support you. It is a natural process. It is a natural process, but it is a process nonetheless. And this is how you are able to create sustainable change. Sustainable change. Let's jump back out and jump back in real quick. That's the reason why a lot of diets don't work, right? Because there's so much focus on what I can take out, 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 what I can take out. And there's not enough focus on what I can put in, what I can put in, what I can put in, what I can bring in, what I can bring in, what I can have, what supports me, because it's through the ingestion, the continued and consistent ingestion of the things that serve you and support you, that you will naturally begin to let go of the things that do not serve you or support you. This is how you create sustainable change, not just in your weight loss or in your skin care. This is how you create sustainable change in everything that is about you and who you are. This is how you create the sustainable change in everything that is about you and who you are. And so getting in touch with yourself, getting in touch and understanding how you feel about things or about how certain things make you feel, it is a process if this is something that you are not used to doing. Which is one of the reasons why I say you must give it at least 12 weeks to 6 months, because you are beginning a process that you're not used to doing. Because if you were used to doing that, you wouldn't have that question. And again, it's not a bad thing. Again, no good, bad, right, or wrong. There's absolutely no judgment. There's just a recognition of where I am and where I need to be supported to get where it is that I say I want to go. So again, that practice of understanding who I am, understanding how things make me feel, understanding how what I ingest makes me feel, documenting that, and then making it a point to continue to ingest those things that are supporting me. So that's one way that you can do it. Okay? That's one way that you can do it. Another way that you can do it is through, if you want to do this from a nutrition perspective, another way to do it is to sit down and commit to having a nutrition consultation. What I will tell you though about having a consult, right? Watch this. How you do one thing is how you do everything. A nutrition consultation, a spirit work consultation, a Yoni egg consultation, a Yoni steam consultation, a business consultation, a financial consultation. Understand this. Watch this. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Understand that the purpose of the consultation, okay? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's like using tarot cards. It's like using your spirit guides. Understand that this is only a medium to direct you to things that you may be missing on your own. So signals that your body is giving you that you may be missing, or signals that your business is giving you that you may be missing, or signals that your spirit is giving you that you may be missing. The point of the consultation is to point you in the direction of the things that you may be missing, but it is not a substitute for the work. It is not a substitute for the work. You cannot simply throw money at the problem and expect the problem to go away. So when you go and you get the consultation, when you sign up for the consultation, in whatever area of your life you are looking to be supported, when you sign up for the coach, when you sign up for the teacher, when you sign up for the program, when you sign up for the consultation, it is a means of helping you see what it is that you're missing. But it's not a substitute for doing the work. So understand that when you see all of the areas where you need to be supported, it then still becomes your responsibility to do the work that is necessary to make sure that you are supported. There's a nutrition consultation that I have for my clients. If you're interested in that, inbox me. I'll send you the link because it is very exclusive. And to be honest with you, I'm at the point in my life and in my business and just in my energy that I am very particular and very specific and just very particular about who it is that I'm working with now. But it's a 300-point consultation. And what I do is I extrapolate the data and I show you different areas in your body, different areas in your experience where you need to be supported, and then make proper recommendations on what you can add to your life experience to help you be supported in that area, to help support your physiology. Now, what happens though is once you have that information, whether you do that through the practice that I explained earlier, where you're doing this kind of process of elimination, or if you're doing it through a consultation, with that, it still becomes your responsibility. Once you have the data, you have to make sure that you support yourself, or that you bring in what is necessary to support you. And I hope that makes sense. I used to throw around nutrition consultations all the time. I used to be like, oh yeah, get a consult with me, get a consult and send my link and take this and sign it up and I'm going to give you all the answers and blah, 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 blah. Oh, hold on. Hey. Huh? You going to go? Give me kisses. I'll see you later. Mess. So I used to be like, yeah, you know, come get this consult and and come do this and I'm gonna give you all the answers, and then what I would notice is I would spend all this time and we would go through all this and I would show them hey Grace, I would show them the data and be all excited, but then they would do nothing with it. And then 6 months later, they would call me back to ask me the same question. Watch this. They call me back to ask me the same question. Can I get another one? Can we do it again? And at first, my answer used to be yes. And then I got to the point to where my answer is no. Watch this. Oh, you're right, Nicole. My answer became no. Why? Watch this. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You've already been given the answers. You've already been given the tools. You've already been given the opportunity, and you didn't do anything with it. So, like, why should I spend any more time with you? How many times have you been given tools for your business and you never used them? And then you go back and that tool that used to be $99 is now $4,228, and now you want to email her and ask her for a discount. How many times have you been given spiritual tools and trainings and techniques, right? Because you were able to work with a particular person who was open and available, you know, at the beginning of their practice, and you didn't use any of that stuff, right? And now you're like, oh my God, sis, I need to get a Yoni egg, and her Yoni eggs are now like $95, and you're like, oh my God, but they used to be $20. Yeah, but then when they were $20, you weren't doing anything with them. How many times did you used to have consults with those particular persons because, you know, they were free to you, or maybe you knew them, or maybe they were just starting and they had a lot more time, and now you want that same level of mentorship, you want that same level of sponsorship, and now in order to get that mentorship, you must pay a higher price for it, because when it was available to you, when the barrier of entry for you at that time, when you were blessed to have entered into that thing, when the barrier of entry was a lot lower than where it is right now, you didn't do anything with it. And now, because you didn't use the tool, you didn't use the education, you didn't use what you learned, now you're struggling in your relationship, you're struggling in your finances, you're struggling in your business, you're struggling in your health, and now you want to go back and get those things, and Spirit says, well, you can have them, but the price is going to be a little bit higher this time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Right? So before I get into that recipe, because I promised I was going to give you the recipe, so I'm going to give it to you, or at least tell you the way that I do it, because I have a large household, so the way that I do it is a little bit differently. Before I do that, I want to offer you a couple of invitations. Okay? I want to offer you a couple of invitations. In order for you to really begin to get in touch with what it is that you're feeling, and understanding and knowing that what you are feeling is genuine. Knowing that what you're feeling is genuine, you have to become accustomed to being in that space. And if you are not used to being in that space, then having a consistent meditation practice, or beginning a consistent meditation practice, is a simple way of helping you to get into that space. Okay? On September the 16th, I am going to be starting a 5-day tea meditation. It's absolutely free. It's totally complimentary. Okay? You can find it at themermaidswisdom.com /Yoni, YONITM. Themermaidswisdom.com, the mermaids with an S, themermaidswisdom.com /YoniTM. It is a tea meditation that will begin on September the 16th. It's a 5-day meditation. I'm going to show you my 5-step process, very simple process, on how you can use just a simple cup of tea to teach you how to become engaged with yourself, and become engaged with your body, and become engaged with the practice of falling into myself, so that I can begin to feel when things are normal, and I can begin to feel when things are not normal. It is totally free. It is totally free. Okay? themermaidswisdom.com /Yoni, YONITM. Okay? Next, if notice what I'm saying, if you are ready to determine how your body needs to be nutritionally supported, if you are ready, then send me an inbox and I will send you the link to have a nutrition consult with me. I'm not even going to give you the link over the broadcast. Oh, thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. Grace has it down there, www.themermaidswisdom.com /YoniTM. That's for the free 5-day meditation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you are interested in the nutrition consultation, then inbox me and I will send you a private link. Now, I will go ahead and tell you right now, that consult is $199, point blank, period, end of story. It is what it is. I am very good at what I do, and I have never had, listen to what I am telling you, I have never, in the entire time that I have had my business, and I can stand on 2 feet and tell you this with confidence, I have never, in the entire time I have run my business, given a client something to do and it not work. If every single one of my clients, if they have done exactly what I have told them to do, exactly the way I have told them to do it, it works hands down every time, all day, every day. Like, you can put a lie detector test on that. You can waterboard me on that. Like, look, let me tell you something. I know when I tell you that I know when it comes to this, because I do this from a different place. Yes, I have degrees and certifications and things of that nature, but I also do this from a different kind of place, from a different energetic place. So if you are ready for that, and you are ready to own the responsibility of moving forward with supporting yourself nutritionally, then inbox me and I will send you the direct link to sign up for that consult. Okay? Now, really quickly, because I got to go to my son's school and volunteer. So about this chicken and milk recipe. So I posted it a couple of times, and a couple of people have asked me for it. Now, I'm going to tell you the way that I do it, because there are 6 people in our household. Well, 5 of us actually eat meat. My oldest son is vegan by choice. So I do it a little differently. If you look up chicken and milk on the internet, you'll find all kinds of recipes. It's not hard to find, but I will share with you how I do it, because that's what works for my household and some of the things that I do. Okay, so follow me here. If you're taking notes, follow me. Or by the way, please share this video. I should have said that a long time ago. Yeah, but I hope somebody has shared this video. But please share this video. I would really appreciate that. Sharing is caring, and I hope you care about me. My daughter does that. So yes, please share this video. Okay, so here it is. So I normally work with 2 chickens, okay? Because, you know, my man is like 6'3", and he eats, and you know, all of my other children who eat meat, they eat for real. So I work with 2 chickens, and what I do is I take those 2 chickens and I season them with I only use Hawaiian sea salt. Thank you, Sarah. The pink Himalayan salt. The pink Himalayan salt. So I use that. And I use black pepper. So I season that really heavily. Like, I cover the entire chicken. I rub it down. You know, I massage it. I sing to it. I talk to it. I really do. I'm telling you. Look, listen, let me tell you something. I do. So I know it sounds like I'm being funny, but like, for real, I sing to the chicken. I talk to the chicken. I rub on the chicken. I caress the chicken. I'm feeling all over, feeling on your chicken. I do not support R. Kelly, by the way, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But I do. Like, I really take my time with it, because when I prepare meals for my family, I prepare most of my meals from scratch. It's very important to me, the energetic that's associated with the way that I prepare my meals for my family, because as a homemaker and having that ability to do so, I have the ability to decide what goes on with my family's health. And so, or as much of it as I can potentially decide. So it's really important to me that my food is cooked. Sarah says, girl, you treat your food better than some people treat their significant other. It's really important to me that my food is prepared with the right energetic. I tell my children all the time, the secret to all of my recipes is love. So I take the pink Himalayan salt and pepper, and I cover both of the chickens with that. Okay, so that's what I do. Then I take a pot, okay, and I will use, because I'm doing 2 chickens, I use a half a cup of olive oil and a half a cup of butter. I heat the butter, and then what I do is I fry both chickens on both sides until they're brown all the way around. So I do that with both chickens, okay? So I take them out and I set them to the side. And some of the recipes tell you to take some of the oil out. I prefer to keep the oil and the butter, that mixture. I prefer to keep all of it in. Again, I'm cooking for a larger family of 6. So that's what works for me. So I prefer to keep all of that in. So now what I do is I take 3 cinnamon sticks, the actual cinnamon sticks, and I chop up 2 yellow onions. And I throw those into the pot, and I allow the onions to saute until they are brown, and you know, the cinnamon is in there until I can actually smell the cinnamon. Okay, once that happens, then I take the 2 chickens, I put them back into the pot, Okay, I add 4 cups. Now we use almond milk, and the reason why we use almond milk is because I have children who have eczema, and so a lot of times the cow's milk will aggravate that. So we don't really use cow's milk in our home. So I'll use 4 cups of almond milk. Okay, so I pop in 4 cups of almond milk, and then if I have fresh sage, then I will use 2 handfuls of the actual fresh sage leaves. But if I have the dried sage, I'll just use 1 big cupped handful of the dried sage, and I put that in there. And I also chop up 2 lemons. Now the recipe tells you just to take the lemon peel and put the peel into the recipe. But what I do is I actually cut up 2 lemons, and I just put the whole lemon, all of the lemon slices into that pot. Okay, so there's the sage, there's the milk. We already talked about the cinnamon and the onions and, you know, all of that. So now that I've got all of that here in the pot, then I put a top on it, and I put the pot in the oven, and I allow that to cook for 2 hours. Okay. And that's how I make it, you know. So every now and then you go in with your ladle and you make sure that you baste your chicken with the milk, with the milk stuff or sauce that's over it. I baste the chicken every now and then. I may turn the chicken depending on how I'm feeling. It just depends. And I just let it cook literally for 2 hours. And you know, I'll taste it, and if it needs a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, depending on what we feel like on that day, we'll add it. But for the most part, that's the recipe. And then we take that and we serve it over rice, because my family likes rice. If you've never tried black rice, absolutely amazing. It is when you cook it, it has this beautiful aroma like I've never smelled before. And then when it's done cooking, it's this beautiful, like purple, dark purple, beautiful color. It looks beautiful when you plate it. And so we'll serve it with, you know, sometimes we'll do jasmine rice or basmati rice, but my family really likes black rice, and we use red rice as well. So we'll serve that over, yes, it is very fragrant, Nicole. We'll serve that over rice, and serve it with a sauteed vegetable of some kind, and yeah, that's it. So one of these days I'll sit down and I'll write that up, but not today. But hopefully that made sense. If that made sense for you, throw up some hearts or something. Just, you know, let me know, because I know a lot of times I tend to talk and I'm just like, and I'm going and I'm talking because I understand everything that I'm saying, but I like to make sure that everybody else understands everything that I'm saying. So yeah, so it's a good, and that's how I prepare it, you know, for 5 people who are eating it. So it's much larger than the recipe that you're going to find online, and it's made a little bit differently than the recipe that you're going to find online. So you can use mine, or you can use the one that you find online. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you like it. Okay. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Stefana. Thank you so much for hanging with me and for listening to me. I really, really, really appreciate that. And before I go, I do want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who listened. Thank you to everybody who liked and shared. I really, really, you know, when I tell you, I mean, from the bottom of my soul, really appreciate your time and your attention. I never, ever, ever take that for granted, which is one of the reasons why, typically I do not come and do a live unless I know that I'm in the right energy, because your time and your energy, your time, your energy, and your attention is so important to me. And so I just want you to know that I really, really, really appreciate your followership, your listening, your watching, your liking, your sharing. I really, really, really appreciate that. Oh, you're welcome, Quita. Yeah, just when I hop off, just go back and hit the replay, and then you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear all of it. So yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you all so very much. I love you all. And I wish you all of the joy and peace and passion and pleasure and ease and flow that you can accept into your life experience. Thank you so much. I love you all, and bye-bye.